Hello there. I found your house for sale on Zillow. I see you have it for sale by owner, and I'm guessing you didn't want to work with a realtor. Actually, I'm a realtor. My name is Pam Pariso, and I'm a full-time licensed salesperson with Keller Williams Realty, Southern Tier and Finger Lakes. My office is near Lowe's, not far from the Arnott Mall. My business is helping homeowners sell their homes in the Elmira Corning region, and this is what I do for a living. If you want, look me up. Google Zillow, Pam Pariso, P-A-R-I-S-O. So I've written an article and I'm reading from it, and here we go. Congratulations for listing your house for sale on Zillow. You did the research, took photos, wrote a description, and posted it. You're probably confident that you can sell it yourself, and it's quite possible you can. There's a good possibility you can. I'm not going to quote statistics on your chance of success because I think they can be skewed one way or another. I'm sure you're very capable and intelligent. Maybe you've sold a house before or watched the process done and you decided you can do it yourself just as well, if not better. I bet the number one reason is you don't want to pay commissions. You want to save that 6% and sell it for top dollar. Cut out the middleman, right? You want to manage the showings and deal with people directly. You know the house and the neighborhood. This is your big investment and you want to do it yourself. I get that. I really do. And I wish you the very best. I want to be helpful, and I also want to share my point of view without pestering you by phone or email. So I wrote an article called 10 Top Reasons You Might Want to List with a Realtor, and I've created videos for it. I start with number 10, and I count down to number 1, and I save the best for last. So your FSBO, for sale by owner, that's what we call it, is probably going to get you mobbed with calls, and some will be from realtors making promises. Well, I'm going to be perfectly transparent. I hope you sell it on your own, but if you don't, I hope you'll list it with me. I took the time to really break this down, and this first video is the longest. I promise to keep the next 4 short. If you don't want to get any more of these messages, just message me to stop and I will. So ready? Number 10. Real estate is a full-time job. Most of the business of real estate is conducted during business hours. Attorney calls, home inspections, showings, appraisals, dealing with banks. Most business is conducted during business hours 9 to 5. Unless you're a homemaker or retired, you might have a full-time job. So say someone calls you to see your house. People are calling you directly. But if you're in a meeting, can you take the call? No, you have to let it go to voicemail. Is your phone blowing up with text messages? I want to see your house. Do you have time to rush home and show it? Now, if you have a realtor, this will all be handled for you. Showings will be conducted when you're not home, allowing potential buyers to feel more comfortable imagining themselves living in the house. They actually prefer to look at a home when the seller is not there. You know, working as a realtor is a full-time job. It takes licensing, ongoing education, a code of ethics, knowing the laws, accountability, logistics, marketing savvy, and years to learn the business. There's a lot to it. Sometimes it's more than a full-time job. Ask my husband. Did you know we're not employees? I'm an independent contractor, which means I'm basically running my own business under the umbrella of my mortgage brokerage, working how I want, when I want, sometimes from my office, sometimes from my car, sometimes from home. I don't get paid by the hour. 100% of what I earn is based on commission with a successful sale at closing. And then my brokerage gets a cut. Sometimes I work months before I get paid. If my client succeeds, I get paid. If I fail, I get a zip. By the way, if you do end up hiring a realtor, make sure you pick someone with good reviews, lots of experience, and who makes real estate a full-time job. Some do it on the side, and that's not in your best interest either. Okay? Number 9. Working with realtors weeds out unqualified buyers. Typically, in a professional real estate transaction, there are 2 agents, one who works for the sellers, helping them get the highest price on terms best for them, and one who works for the buyers, helping them get the lowest price on terms best for them. Most realtors will do both, usually not at the same time. We either handle one side or the other. Buyer's agents typically don't show homes that are in the buyer's price range verified by a pre-qualification letter from their bank. It's a waste of their time. It's a waste of our time. We weed them out. That's most of the time. There are some exceptions. For example, we may meet a new buyer at a house who's in the process of getting pre-qualified. Now, cash buyers, they're rare and wonderful. But even then, we get proof of funds. But most home shoppers need a mortgage, and they shouldn't shop until they're pre-qualified. We take classes on how to do this tactfully. But when you're selling the house yourself, it becomes an awkward situation where you're showing it and you assume, well, they must have the money, and you have to ask them face to face, can you afford my house? What if they look at it, fall in love with your house, you agree on a price, then they go for financing and they can't get it? That's frustrating and a waste of everybody's time. Also, you don't know who's in your house checking out your stuff, canvassing your place. Sometimes there are bad things that can happen with unqualified buyers. If it's just nosy neighbors or something harmless like that, that's not a big deal. But there can be situations where people just want to get in your house. You want them vetted before they even set foot. And when you're selling the house yourself, how do you know? That's where it would come in very helpful to have a pro involved. So that's it for my first video. In the next one, I'll go over number 8 and 7. Thank you.